So at several times in your life, you will be tested or forced to think about who you are, and what has made you this way today. For some people, they are natural born leaders that when you just look at them, they have this charismatic attitude about them that you just know that they're destined to do great things. For other people, it's a certain person who influenced their life, or it may be an event or something in their life that happened that made them change the way that they feel, think, or continue to do things. So for me, I can tell you the exact moment, place, and person who changed the way that I am from who I used to be. So when I think about my life and I think about the formative years of when a person's character really builds and changes, I think about high school. So for those 4 years, sometimes you have people who had the best times of their life. They were at all the parties, they had a million friends. And for other people, it was a less fun time and definitely more anxiety-ridden and caused more awkwardness. And for me, that was me. For that time, that was me. I was very timid in high school and very shy, painfully shy, which a lot of people don't believe. And I really became, friends with the popular group, but never really considered myself one of them. I always kind of stayed in their shadows, and I did everything I could to stay out of the spotlight and to go unnoticed. So I went back to 3 people who I was friends with in high school and asked them to give me 3 terms that they would use to describe me back then. And all 3 of them gave me the same 3 terms, and it was caring, loving, and loyal. And when I asked you guys, my audience, to give me 3 terms that you would use to describe me now, only having known me 2 or 3 years, I got very different responses. And those were outgoing, outspoken, opinionated, and motivated, driven, strong, terms like that. And while I definitely agree with all of those, I would use the most recent ones to describe myself and feel that the other 3, the caring, loyal, loving, are really more to my core. So when I look back at those things, I really, again, see where I was and who I am now. And in high school, I think about a specific moment. And my best friend Allison and I were standing in the hallway, and we saw a group of our friends talking to this new student who just happened to be the most beautiful boy I'd ever laid eyes on in my life. So our friend Warren came out of the group, came over to me and Allison, and before he could even get his greeting out, I stopped him mid-sentence and said, "Who's your friend?" And he went on to tell me that this boy's name was Jeremiah and that he had just moved here, transferred schools, he was on the soccer team with him, and I stopped him there and thanked him. I had all the information I needed. And at that point, I realized that I had to change this girl that I was, this horribly awkward, shy person. I had to become that girl that got his attention and got noticed, because if I didn't, all the other girls would. So the next day, with my ammo, I saw Jeremiah in the parking lot and walked up to him, and this wave of confidence came over me. And I introduced myself, asked him how soccer was going, how the transition was going, and from that day on, we were inseparable. So we started dating for the rest of senior year, and anytime we would have arguments or disagreements, I never backed down. I felt like he gave me that confidence to be able to say what I wanted to say. Whether at the end I felt I was right or wrong, I got my message out there. So after that, at graduation, we went our separate ways, and I really don't know what became of Jeremiah. I don't know what he's done with his life or how I had any impact on him, but I know what impact he had on mine and what I've done with my life. And those are things that I'm very proud of. I'm proud of the friends that I keep now, the career that I have, and I do owe that to him. So I ask you,